And finally, my favorite film of all time, and this one's been my favorite for years, so I don't think it's going anywhere. But my favorite movie ever is Prisoners.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Anna!
Can I take Joy to our house?
Wear a hat, please. You're just getting over a cold.
Where are your sisters?
I can't find them.
Anna? Joy?
I checked the entire house. They're not here.
They weren't outside. It's starting to rain, I think. Dad, there was this RV, and they were playing on it. We thought there was someone inside.
You wait here. Let me go.
I couldn't find them!
911.
Detective Loki.
Do you have children, detective?
I'm gonna find your daughters.
Caller reported an RV was parked at a rest stop off Route 46.
Show me your hands! Where'd you put those girls? Where are they?
What do you got?
We didn't find anything. This thing's clean.
That boy has never been in trouble a day in his life.
They're letting him go.
What?
The police said they're letting him go today.
Why aren't you sending someone out to go arrest this guy?
Well, he has the IQ of a 10-year-old. There's no way he could abduct 2 girls and then make them disappear.
Maybe he wasn't on his own.
We're considering all possibilities.
I don't think you are considering all possibilities.
Just let me do my job.
4 days have passed since Anna Dover and Joy Birch were last seen by their families.
I have 9 level 3 offenders living within a 10-mile radius.
Keep knocking on doors.
Mind if I take a look around? Why don't you tell me his name?
He said he took them.
Did he say he was with anybody?
We found something.
Every day she's wondering why I'm not there. Me, not you! Not you! But me!
What in the world did you do? Someone has to make him talk, or they're gonna die. 5 days have been gone now. We're running out of time.
You don't even know that it's him.
You have to know someone, and he knows where this guy is. Why aren't you telling me?
This ain't right.
Why?
This guy's a fake. The girls are still out there.
I don't even know where to begin on this one. Roger Deakins and Denis Villeneuve are just 2 incredibly talented people, and they're just such a great duo together. And I think it's really best showcased in this film. I have seen this movie more than I've seen any other movie ever, and each time I watch it, I still pick up on things that I missed the last times that I saw it. Whether it's the background and the visuals, or the subtleties in the dialogue, or something about the music, or just the way it's put together, there's always something new that I notice every single time. And I did an analysis on this film for a project a few years ago, and it's just so great how deep the thought went into how this was put together. Every single aspect of it is so well thought out. It's the symbolism and the visuals and the color grading and the way it's shot. Everything means something in layers. Everything can mean so many things. And it's just, oh, it's so good. I think Detective Loki is one of my favorite characters ever. He reminds me a lot of the driver in a lot of ways, in that he's just so to himself, and you're not going to know about him, and you're not going to know anything about who he is as a person. Jake Gyllenhaal does a great job. He does the character so much justice. I think there are little things like his blinking tics, or the meaning behind his tattoos, or his Freemason rings. I think just everything is done with such purpose that it adds so much depth to this character that you could just keep digging and digging and digging, and you probably will never hit the end of it, and you'll never really know if you're right or wrong because there's no concrete evidence to it. I also think Hugh Jackman does a great job, and I think it's really interesting how you want him to find his daughters, but you almost don't want him to succeed because of how horrible he's being. He turns himself into the villain, and through that almost makes you as the viewer stop rooting for him. I think it's really interesting how the first time you watch this film, when it's revealed who it was who kidnapped the girls, you are surprised, but watching it again, you see that the clues were in front of you the whole time. I also think it's really interesting that there is a really religious undertone to the film, and while Keller, Hugh Jackman's character, is very outwardly religious, the only ties that Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Detective Loki, has to religion is the fact that he was raised in a boys' home. This film is just so great. There's so many layers to it, and I think I don't know any other movie that I've seen that can be analyzed deeper and deeper every time you've only chiseled away a tiny bit at the whole story. And of course, the most important part is the end. The last 30 seconds of this film is unbeatable. It's perfect in my eyes. While there is a conclusion, there really isn't one.
For the night?
Yeah, the ground's frozen solid. It's gonna take weeks to excavate the entire property. Just found some dead snakes and shit.
Pray for the best, prepare for the worst, yeah?
Night.
Night.
The ability for the viewer to take what they see at the end of the movie and have to come up with their own conclusion based on what they learned about the characters in the 2 hours previous is just so great. The writing is phenomenal, the acting is phenomenal, the ending is phenomenal. You are so close to having a perfect conclusion, but there are so many variables. Does Loki find Keller? Does Keller go to jail? What happens to the girls? It's just, there's so much that can happen after the point the movie leaves you, and I think that that's a great way of once again forcing people to keep thinking about it. This film is very, very much based in its symbolisms. There's the tree symbolism, the number 4. All of Loki's tattoos have different symbolic meanings that I've looked up, and they're just, you can go so in depth with it. There's symbolism in such small things like certain shots. They're looking at the kids a certain way and it means this, or the cross in the car is swaying this way or that way and it means something else, and the deer means something. Everything means something, and it just gives this film so much character and so much light in something so dark. Overall, Prisoners is such a phenomenal piece of work that I will never get enough of it. I know that I only know a fraction of what there is to know about this movie, despite how much research I've done to it. And it's just so incredibly done. I love this movie more than anything. Alright, that was my little insight into my top 10 movies. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you, if you haven't seen these, you add them to your watch list because they're all really good. Thank you guys for watching.